Hey guys, welcome to the Deviant Witchery Hour, where we will be discussing whatever the hell pops into our head, because that's usually how these shows go. Um, First, we wanted to, yeah, so Michael has his ring, and I also have, look, I got this sweatshirt in Salem, and it says Girls Night Out, and people have been giving me like these crazy, crazy, crazy looks locally, and it's been awesome. So anyway, so the first thing that we were going to talk about very, very briefly, because we have a lot of other stuff to cover, and we really only have a little bit less than an hour now, is the book. So no, it's scheduling for us. That's one of the reasons why we haven't done a show in a while, is really our schedules, and for me on my end, childcare, which has been a big issue. But so, all right, the book. We just completed an interview with Scarlett, and she has a newsletter, and she's going to be putting in her December newsletter. And when we get a link or more info for our win, so you can subscribe to that newsletter if you wish. Check out the interview. I'm sure once it's done, we'll post it somewhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, knowing us. It's been really, really. Michael's being really quiet right now.
Well, because you just, like, your whole screen just, like, died and then it cut out, and I have no idea what you asked, if you asked a question.
Oh.
But...
No. The book. Let's talk about the book.
Okay, the book is awesome, and you're going to love it, and you're going to want it. It's been really hard to write, not because we don't have the information, but it's just a lot of things that we set out to do, a lot of the people involved. It's been hard. It's been very challenging because a lot of people just had certain issues, challenges in their own life. They had to go away. So basically it's Blythe and I running everything along with our everyday lives, you know. She has a bazillion kids, and I have a bazillion kids, and a full-time job. Right here. This is my baby.
Yeah.
No, we've just been really busy. And I want to add everything. Like I have a serious issue with wanting to include everything. Like I'll be writing something and I'll think, oh, but what if they don't know this? Or you can do it this way, and I'll add it, and that takes us away from our deadline too. So we've had a lot of different challenges, but it's honestly going to be well worth it. We're over 460 pages right now. We have to max out at a little over 800, and we will definitely have that. Oh God, it's gonna be like a weapon. Even if you don't like the damn book, you can use it to beat someone with. I mean,
that can be your zombie apocalypse weapon.
Absolutely. But we should talk about the giveaway, because I keep buying shit and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. So we have a lot of awesome stuff, and not this one, but can you see it? Is it blurry? Whatever, I don't care. Nadia from Lady Jane's Bwitchery made specific incense called Deviant Witchery or Deviant Witch, and it smells awesome, and it's in the baskets. So Nadia did that, and Brandy made some female boobs, male pecs, black candles.
I thought he was going to say...
Some people, I don't know. This might go in, because I have a signed copy, and I was impatient, so I bought one because I wanted it that day, and I wanted to read through it. Don't roll your eyes at me. I have issues. Okay, I have shopping issues, and I'm impatient. So I got this.
He had already We're having a lag problem. I had gotten him the signed copy in Salem, so he already knew he was getting it. It's not like it was a surprise because he had already paid for it.
But I wanted it that day, that same
Yeah.
day. Anyways, so this might go. It depends. Depends on how many donations we get, how many people enter the raffle. Because I already have a lot of stuff. I mean, look up there. You can see up there. There's a box of stuff up there behind me. That's all stuff
Mm-hmm.
full. And there's stuff up here and right there, and there's stuff down here. I have stuff for the giveaway. Like, it's all over the place. It's crazy. But if you run a business and you want to donate something to the giveaway to promote your business and support us, that would be fine. Contact me. Like my little commercial. Oh, and
Yes, that was very nice.
it's by Scarlett. Sexy Witch Bath. I mean, it was obviously made for me. No, we have a lot of shit. We do almost too much. It's overwhelming because I have another room behind those doors, and that is starting to add stuff to the baskets. So purchase a raffle ticket, people. So, okay, the book.
Okay, so is there anything?
I guess I don't know. If there's anyone watching, if you have any like questions about the book, or if you have any questions at all, please feel free to right there's a thing you can post. You can ask.
There's a lot of people that are in the Deviant Witchery Facebook group now that weren't in there the last time we did a video because it's been a couple months. We didn't plan on it being a couple months. We just were not able to get our schedules synced up. It's been so a lot of people were confused.
Yeah.
Michael and I run the Deviant Witchery group. We've been doing these videos before, so some people knew what we were talking about. Some people didn't. A lot of people were confused. Whenever we do an event, that's us. Whenever we do any kind of event in our group, it's going to be one of these.
Yeah.
Because we can't do one in person yet.
Except for New Orleans.
So
we are going to do a show in New Orleans next year.
That's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy.
Scarlett's going to be there.
Yeah.
On the show. With us.
Or like sitting next to you, or on her computer?
No, she'll be like right next to me, or
okay, awesome.
somewhere.
Make sure you use that sexy witch bath first. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people were really confused. Okay. I'm not gonna. People have been very confused lately. It seems these past couple of days, and people have been taking everything so personally.
Mm-hmm.
Very, 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 very personally. There's been a lot of passive aggressiveness I've noticed on Facebook. I haven't really been on the YouTube lately. It's getting really stupid. I think everybody needs to take a break or find their sense of humor because I don't know what's going on. And it's okay to not understand something, but to turn into an asshole because you're taking things personally is just really stupid. I don't know what else to say about that
and
subject.
I'm just an asshole, period, so I'm okay. It's like I get, it's void for me because I'm always an asshole.
Yeah, people can't handle bluntness right now, so I don't know if that's their problem or our problem or what it is. I don't really know. I'm still talking the way I always talk, so I don't know why people are getting offended. But
maybe we became nice. There's a portion where we a time frame that we were nice for 2 seconds. I think people latched onto that. Ew. Mm-mm.
I think we just got busy. We didn't have time to be snarky
I know. You should always make time to be snarky. Always.
or out
I
of
mean,
practice. So, is there anything other than bitchy ass people that has been going on lately?
okay, yeah. Um,
Mhm.
oh, let's. Yeah. Okay, I've had people come to me, and I've also felt this way a little bit. I've had people come to me lately and worried, upset, like really upset, because a lot of people, it's like a buzzword, like ancestors. Ancestors right now is a buzzword, and ancestors are important. They're amazing. They're powerful, and we should build a relationship with them if we want to, or at least some sort of foundation. You don't have to work with them. But there are a lot of people lately coming off very strongly, and it might not be their intent because they're very passionate about what they do, um, but they're coming off very, very strong and very almost cold and mean. And these people are like telling them like you can't be a real witch, or you can't practice effective witchcraft if you don't work with your ancestors, or you're weak because you don't work with your ancestors. Everything's about the ancestors. If you don't, you ain't talking to your ancestors today, tomorrow, you ain't talked to your ancestors yesterday, you're not a real witch because your ancestors are everything there. You can't do anything without your ancestors. And people are really like, because so many people have latched onto that recently, people are very hurt by how these words are coming across. So I personally don't think that you need to work with your ancestors to practice witchcraft. It's great to have a relationship with them. It's great to acknowledge them, but you don't have to make them like your everyday priority to practice, effective magic. It's not necessary. If you do, that's amazing. And I think it's important for people to understand that when you do work with the ancestors, it is important for you to understand who they understand who they are, um, and build that connection, but don't feel like it's necessary to obsess over it.
Mm.
Um, it's just been very, very annoying to me to every like group I go in or every post I see ancestor, ancestor, ancestor. It's like,
Mhm.
did you even think like, are you gonna try and work through this, or are you just gonna say ancestor, ancestor? Like, what's wrong with your ancestor? I need ancestor. Seriously, that's how it sounds. It's like, but I need ancestor. Like they don't listen, and it's like, ancestor, fucking ancestor.
And then people are being made fun of for not knowing how to do certain things. I think it's different if you grew up in a tradition where that is your norm, and you have those family practices, because there are a lot of traditions that have those practices. Just coming into things as they family history of most of their nationality, at least in America, we're a big, huge melting pot. I mean, I know from what I've been told, I'm like 9 different nationalities. So it's like, all right, which one do you pick? Because they're all a little different. So that's just me. That's just who I am. So a lot of people don't know where to start, which is okay, and then they go by what they're drawn to. And I think that is good to go to what you are drawn to and to start to just to learn. I do think there's been a lot of lately with people that are, when we've talked about this before, with people that are eclectic and
Hmm.
pick up stuff and don't have a knowledge or respect for where it's coming from. They're
Yeah.
picking up things, mostly traditions that are really, really deep and I want to say protected and have been worked for a long time, like the ATRs and hoodoo and different things. And voodoo, I months ago, somebody saying something about Hecate and voodoo. It's like, what the fuck is that? No, really, what is that? Voodoo is based on African spirituality. You could practice both, but not together, is my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I
I
mean,
think
we both feel in order to practice some of these things, you need your initiations. And if you're not initiated, what you're practicing is not voodoo. It's not Santeria. It's not Ifa. It's something else. It's your mismatch. And that's, to me, that's disrespectful because
yeah.
people don't want to pay the money. And also, there's a thing where people have the money, but maybe what they're the spirits of that tradition don't want that person in because maybe they're disrespectful shits. So that's
I
okay.
would do
That
that.
happens too.
That'd be me. I'd be like, I don't like you. Get out of my tradition. You suck. Bye.
No, it's not the. Apparently, it's not the people. It is the spirits that are
Yeah.
saying that this person is not a good fit. But why would you
Right.
try to push yourself into a tradition that's not a good fit where the
Right. I
spirits don't
mean,
want you? They don't. Why would you put yourself into that? It's so stupid.
it is. But if I was a spirit, I'd be like, no, I don't like you. Void. Declined. Go away. It's true though. And I think that's kind of it's blurred disrespect and respect. You know, a lot of people. I wouldn't practice something that requires initiation. You can't. It requires a passing of power. It requires so many different things, and it would be rude. And I feel like if I try to do that, the spirits of that tradition would fuck me up.
Mhm.
You know, and I wouldn't want to do that. Like that. Why would you be disrespectful to someone, especially people of power? You know, spirits of power. You know, there's a lot of traditions that I would love to learn, but I don't have access to yet. Maybe one day, but I would not practice their work without being properly, without going through the proper channels. And
Mhm.
that's another thing. Like, if you want something, if you want to learn a tradition, then go through the proper channels, talk to the right people. You know, if you need help with your ancestors, find someone who can help you out. You know, don't just assume or pretend or just deny it. Um, but yeah, that's kind of. Uh,
Sometimes it's hard to tell who is good information. I think that goes with any path, who's being real and who is out for the money or whatever. That's one of the things you
for
really
the
have to go based.
fame.
Yeah, you really have to go based by your intuition and the word of mouth of other people. If people have to constantly um, talk about how wonderful and great they are, they're probably not that wonderful and great.
No,
So we'll
that's
just put it that way.
I've seen and I've seen that a lot lately. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, if you're good, you're good. You know, your work speaks for yourself. Your clients speak for you. And if you want to say you're good, there's nothing wrong with that. Like with coloring, you know, hair color. I'm good at it. I'm really good at formulation. I'm really good at color correction. But I'm not going to be telling every single person all day long, every single day, I'm an amazing hairstylist. I'm an amazing hairstylist. Guess what? I'm an amazing hairstylist. You know, my work speaks for itself. You know, people will see my work out, you know, around. Oh, who did that? This is who did that. So if you have to constantly tell other people how amazing you are, it rubs me the wrong way. You know, good for you, whatever. But I don't like it. Another thing is there are a lot of amazing readers, a lot of amazing and talented practitioners out there, but always trust your gut. Even if someone you know has experienced an amazing experience with another person, and you want to try it out, if your gut says no, this is not right, even though someone else that you trust has had a great experience, listen to your gut, because maybe that person's not a right match for you. Maybe that person doesn't can't help you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just be professional. Uh, and just trust your instincts. Trust the information that you receive from spirit, from your intuition, and then progress on that.
And that's one of the things I think we talk about in
You totally
the
like
book is
died
getting
out.
your psychic self how to am I back now?
You're back.
Okay. And that's one of the things that we talked about a lot in the book is Michael goes extensively into how to work on with one of the things he's always been passionate about since I've known him. And a lot of people don't know how to touch that. They want to run off and run into craziness and then they get messed up because they don't know how to decipher the messages that they're given. They may not know that they're getting messages or warnings.
Right.
It's okay to get warnings. I love warnings because now I know what not to do. I'm one of those people that actually likes those, I don't want to say negative, but those tarot readings that really slap you around because now
Me
you know how to
too.
fix. I'm not one of the, you need to tell me what's going on is the type of person that I am. So, but totally lost my train of thought. People, and this happened with me a lot, is you don't know, and that's one of the trust your instincts, and then go by your instincts when it comes to your witchcraft. There are some things that are done for a certain reason, and they just make sense. And I don't think enough people follow each other blindly too, which is a big, big, big problem.
They
You
do.
have
Yeah.
you have to be able to have a conversation with somebody, and then all right, be like, okay, well, yes or no, this works for me, and not just follow people blindly.
Right. And like, let's take you and I, for example. I trust your judgment, I trust your work, I trust your advice, but I also know when something feels wrong. Like if you did something, I'd be like, I don't know about that. Or if you told me to do something, I'm like, I don't know, I don't feel this way. Even though we're good friends, and even though that I trust you,
Mm-hmm.
you can't just assume that either what you are giving is good advice. It might be, but it might not be correct for me. Um, I never assume. I love my friends. I trust them completely, but I always rely on my inner instincts. Like if something doesn't feel right, I won't do it, or I will say, "Why did you suggest this to me?" And maybe I can travel that energy that was coming to you and figure out how to work it my own way.
I mean, the thing is, Michael and I could talk about something. He'd be like, "Okay, I have this situation," and I could give him advice, and it may work for most people, but for him, for whatever reason, it's just not going to work for his situation. But in our conversation, he has maybe been enlightened and figured out how vague was that? That was like the most vague thing I probably ever said. So let's say Michael has a problem at work, and I'm like, okay, well, you need to get rid of this person. And for some reason, he can't get rid of that person because that person's the manager, and there's no other way, no other person that can take her place. Well, then maybe instead of to banish her attitude or fix her attitude. So by me having that conversation with him, maybe he has thought of something else, something better that
Right.
works for him. Many
Right.
times I've been given advice and like I can't do that, but through the conversation with the person, I've been able to figure out a different thing or been able to kind of blend things together that work better for me. There's been a lot. So conversation with somebody that you trust is the big thing.
Right.
And also being communication with each other and be like, no, wait, I think maybe I'm going to do this instead. And you need that support. The other person should be like, okay, that's awesome. Maybe that is what you need to do. I think people, they, it's very hard to find a support system.
It is because it feels like everyone. It's, whew, it kind of just feels like a lot of people in this community are out for themselves, and which is fine. You know, you should be out for yourself. You should want to succeed, but you should also not feel like you have to outdo every one of your friends. Like you're going to choose yourself over them at all costs, and that's not cool. But the whole thing, like with you mentioning something and I might do something else, that's key. You know, people need to understand that just because you trust that person doesn't mean that you have to follow exactly what they do or what they say. Because if you did, if you blindly followed what they said to you, that might fuck you up even more. That might put you in a very hard position that you didn't need to be in. But at the back of your mind, you knew that you should have done something else, but you just trusted them so much to take care of you that you didn't listen to the real message that was coming about.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's one of the reasons why divination is so important.
mm-hmm.
Divination is so important when it comes. That's my new thing I need to start doing is doing divination for everything. I did divination this week to see where my damn keys were. I lost my post office box keys. And you know what? Those damn cards told me, I picked them up today, told me exactly where they were. I knew where they were, so I was able to contact the store owner. She's like, yeah, they're at the post office. I'm like, oh, that's why the letter came up in the fucking post office.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I mean, yeah. That's one of those things is you really, really need. And you don't need, we're going to go into this real quick, you do not need money. You can use playing cards. You can get 2 for $1. You can take that dollar and go. And you can go get $1. You can go and get a 2-pack of playing cards for $1 at the dollar store. You can get dice. You can get dominoes. The Lenormand, which I always pronounce it wrong. That system you can make. It's a hard system to learn, but in the way that the cards are, which is convenient, is you can make your own cards to practice on, because the cards mean the same in every reading. You're not reading the imagery like you are with tarot. So if you want that $80 tarot deck or that, out of print tarot deck or whatever it is, don't say, oh, I can't get it because I'm on disability and I have no money, or I'm on a fixed income, or I need to go take Fluffy to the vet, or whatever it is. Get your damn playing cards. Learn how to read them. Was it that book 52 Devils?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
52 Devils is a very, very good book. Playing cards go a lot on the numerology, so learn your numerology and start giving readings and start charging, and then buy your $80 tarot deck or whatever it is. You can make a spirit board. You can make a pendulum. If you have a chain or a piece of yarn and a ring, any ring, or even a washer, those, you know what a washer is.
Clouds. You can look at the clouds. You can go outside and look at a card, like just program, say the next card that I see, the color is going to tell me the answer that I need. Go look at, if that card is blue, you got your answer. If it's orange, you got your answer. You could, anything. Go get rocks and color them.
Yeah, make your own runes. You can make it in the dots. Things that go into the flower, the fake flower arrangements, and I picked up rocks one day just on the ground to get a Sharpie. Those things you're gonna want to maybe put a clear coat of nail polish over top. Don't wear off because the Sharpie will wear off. There's so many things that you can do for your divination, and people just make these excuses on why that they can't do certain things, and it's really annoying.
It is annoying.
And
It's not to cut you off, but it's one of the things that really, really frustrates me because people automatically, it's money. People automatically assume that I have so much money because I'm always buying shit, and I am. I have a shopping issue, but I can pay for it. Like, it's not that I pay cash up front. Sometimes I do, but I know that I can pay for it. And I think people, it's like, well, you're so lucky because you got all this and you didn't have to do anything. I work my ass off. I work a lot, you know. So it's not that I don't do anything. I work and I spoil myself. And people need to realize that if you work or if you do something, you can save money. You can do whatever you have to do and purchase something for yourself. You don't have to buy yourself something every single day like I do sometimes. But you can save. You can shop. You should treat yourself ever so often, and don't think that if you keep thinking that you can't have something, or because you're on a fixed income, or like you said, you're on disability, you're on welfare, you can't do shit. You can. And all you bitches who are on welfare and bastards who have like the newest iPhone, you're all big old rims and shit. You don't have to buy that shit. You buy yourself some food and buy yourself some tarot cards.
I've actually found tarot cards found in the dollar store. I would not recommend them but I mean, you can find them, and that's where you have to do dollar store witchcraft. Do you?
You're totally cutting out.
There's no better stuff. I mean, is not fantastic as always. Okay, am I okay now?
No. You're fine. You're fine. It's okay. Don't worry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So the dollar store witchcraft mentality is okay when you're in our budget and really work your out of that situation, and then start buying better stuff. When you have better quality, you get better results. Don't skimp. If you skimp on skimpy results, but you don't have to go for the biggest and the baddest and what everybody else is doing either. There is a nice happy medium, and people seem to forget that. And your offerings don't always have to be. Did a nice big video about this on Witches of the Moon. Your offerings don't have to be that you buy. You can volunteer, do different things, and those can be an offering or an honoring of your ancestors, or an offering to your deities. However it is that you want to do it. Plant a tree. I mean, I don't know. There's
It's you're gonna have to go back and watch this. I have no idea what you just said, but
well, then you talk.
I can't. I just went blank. I agree with what I obviously agree with what you're saying about dollar store mentality. When you need to be on a budget, work within your means, but don't, like you said, don't skimp when you don't have to. This is what irritates me. There's people who can afford $1,000 on, cheap ass shit, whatever. It's not cheap, obviously, because it's $1,000, but to some people that is. But they have this $1,000 budget, okay, and they go to the dollar store and buy one thing, and then I see this often. You have someone who might be on $100 budget for this thing, and they spend that $100 and they invest, and they feel better about it, because they're putting that energy into it, and they're going to trust that whatever it is going to bring back to them and take care of them, and it's going to last. And this person who has $1,000 only spent the $1, their mentality is totally different. They're chintzy, and they might have more money, that their quality isn't going to be the same. And in witchcraft, in your practice, that is a huge that has a huge impact. And you shouldn't, like, if you have the money to do something, and if you're offering it to the spirits, ancestors, deities, you better do it. Because if you have the means to offer something that's $1,000 quality, you give them something that's $1 quality, they're gonna fuck you up. They might not
And they
answer next time.
know.
They do.
They know.
Pervs are watching you.
I mean, come on.
They're in the shower. They're watching. You're having sex. They're watching. So they know. They totally know what's going on.
I mean, they may not be able to comprehend it in dollar if you're going out and you're buying yourself the latest electronics and you're giving dollar store offerings, they're gonna know. It's cut out the fast food. Don't go to the movies this week. Do certain things that you need to do to be able to save that money. I know people that like, I have a really great job, but there are really short, and maybe for that week, because maybe I bought that awesome crystal already. Maybe for that week I need to live off of peanut butter and jelly, so I'll go and eat peanut butter and jelly at work. That's not gonna make my kids live off of that. They have what they have first. But yeah, so there have been times when that has happened, and then you kick yourself in the butt, and you try to learn your lesson, and you move on. But I don't say about it because I screwed up.
Yeah. And I'm totally changing. I'm totally like shifting, changing the subject because my brain is like, it's going elsewhere right now. But about the book, back to the book, I really think that everyone's gonna. I really hope that people are gonna enjoy it because it's not like any book that I've seen so far. Because we actually we go into every Sabbat and we tell you how you can work with it. I can't fucking talk today. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I just looked at Lunasad and I said, Michael, really 32 pages? I'm like, there could be a whole separate book on this Sabbats.
There really can. Because I'm writing. I'm like, why is this fucking taking forever? This shit. I hate them all. I hate them. I don't want to celebrate this shit. I hate you. I hate you. Damn you, Salmon. Damn you. Damn you.
But you did school now in a different light. It was never a big holiday for you, and that ever since you started writing, about Yule, you have a new appreciation for it.
I do. Yes, that's very true. I used to hate it. Yeah. But we tell you, we share information on how to work with each of these holidays into every so many different aspects, like malediction. If you need to curse someone, how you can benefit from that holiday's influence, how to bring that power. Because they have amazing power, amazing potential. How to bring that into your working for malediction. How to bring it into working for love. How to include your kids. That's a huge thing. Is we include your kids. Obviously, this isn't going to be a book that you want your children to read unless, yeah, probably not. Unless they're already demons.
Yeah.
But we.
The kids sections have some really good practical. A lot of it's crafty advice. It's not full-blown rituals for kids. It's something that you should do on your own. But there's a lot of really ways to get you to think. A lot of the things that are for kids, you can do yourself too.
Yeah,
it really goes for adults and kids, but it's just a kind of way to break it down on a more simple level for them to understand.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they don't know how to work with their kids, and I don't even have kids. I am a kid, I guess. But they don't know how to work their kids into their craft. They don't know how to introduce it to them. And all these things that we give to people in this book, it helps them to kind of express that to your children, how to introduce it to them and have fun, and it's about making that section about the child, about your children. It's not about you, it's about the children. It's about, what they need, what they want, what their desires are, and how to create them, um, how to, show them to become empowered. Because all kids should feel powerful. There shouldn't be a time where your child
That's
feels disempowered, especially because they're fucking witches. Little
every
demons in
every
training.
every section that we did that has to do with kids is all about empowerment in different ways. We follow the seasons when we go. Sabbat's like there's like an end of the school type of thing around the Litha, and then for Lunasad like a beginning of the school. So we do go through like the kind of the seasonal things with that, but a lot of it is in empowerment and trying to find their strengths
Right.
and how to deal with bullies and things like that.
Yeah, and
So I think it's very important.
I base a lot of what I express in these sections off of just me remembering what it was like. I was bullied severely, and I don't want anyone to have to go through that. So if I can teach through witchcraft how to empower a child, how a parent can help their child from a different perspective, because again, I'm not a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I hope that people will see with this. It's not just the holidays that we talk about. Your children. The moon phases. Every single moon phase, we bring in an aspect, a part where you can work with your children. And everything has like an herb associated with it, like a list of herbs, and that shit takes forever. Oh my god. So there's like a list of herbs that you can work with for that, that specific moon phase, the holiday.
And it's not just Michael says a list. It's not a list. It's a list with like 3 pages that goes along with it because it talks about different things that you can use it for. It doesn't say, okay, well this herb is for this. It goes into practical advice on what you can use. So stressed also is so take it and leave what you don't need. So if something doesn't call to you for that, but it gives different ways to use something. It's not like, okay, well this crystal is for this. We don't put anything in a box. Everything gets taken out of the box.
Yeah,
it really does.
And the sabbats, it's all about sex. I don't care which one it is. There's just too much. I was like, really, another sex. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm on some reality TV show. This is horrible.
I said this years ago. It's the 3 F's. It's what did I? Fire, food, and fucking. Of course, we're not going to go into that with the kids aspect, which is why I said it's on their level. But it's not necessarily in a physical way. Sabbats are really good for manifesting into starting different things, or to putting things to rest, especially this time of year. So that's really important to be able to know how to really work with the energy. Our goal is for anybody to say, okay, well, I need to do this spell, and then figure out the moon phase and say, okay, well, this is what I need to do for that. No matter what phase the moon is in, no matter what day of the week, no matter what color candles you have or don't have, to be able to use what you have.
Yes, that's we're very okay. That reminds me of a situation that just happened a few days ago. We're very expressive. We're not monotone, so we don't sound like the Clear Eyes do. We're not boring. We're very expressive in this book. And the other day, someone asked. I said I was doing something to a friend, and they asked me like, "Well, how are you doing this in this specific moon phase? This moon phase is for like getting smaller, not attracting." And I'm like, "I'm a witch. I'm the Deviant witch. I can do whatever the hell I want." And I'm not trying to sound, cocky or conceited or anything like that, but all of us, all witches, all practitioners should be able to do this. Like, okay, I know that this specific moon phase is to make things smaller, so instead of attracting, I can make the gap between something smaller. It's the same thing, you know. Instead of working on it from this angle, I'm working on it from a different angle, but achieving the same results. And that's what this book is going to teach you. We're going to teach you how to look at it from so many different angles and get what you want when you want it, instead of having to wait, unless it's for, like, you know, Beltane or something, then that's different. But we're going to show you how to get what you want at any time. And that's, honestly, that's the whole concept of the book. Really.
That's what witchcraft is about. That's what it needs to be about. That's what it should be about. That's what it's always been about. Is getting what you not necessarily what you want and what you need, and we throw that free will karma shit right out the window. There's a whole section on ethics right out the window.
Yeah.
People are afraid, and they need to stop being afraid, because I have this girl that I've known her for a while, and I've just started getting into this aspect of everything with her, and she's one of those people. She's very fearful of everything, and I explained her my opinions and my ways, and she gets that level of people are afraid of their own power, because that is what we've been trained to be afraid of our own power with all these
Right.
books. Witches don't do this, they don't do that, they don't curse, they don't hex. Fuck.
Yeah.
You
And
don't do it needlessly. I'm gonna curse him. No, I'm not gonna be like, oh, that guy caught me off on the road, I'm gonna go. No, that's
yeah.
what guns are for.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
She's totally not kidding. She's not.
It's for it's for your certain situations. We're not saying go around and go hex everybody or do what you need to do, but be able to take care of as well.
Right, and that's where this book is about. Power. It's about helping people to find their own power, to express it, to seduce it, and to feel good about it. You know, it's not about feeling guilty or feeling like afraid of your power. We're going to show you how to work with your power and own it. And this book is just going to be awesome. I'm excited for it. And I'm not saying because obviously I'm helping to write this book, but I'm just so excited for it to finally get birthed, because first of all, I'm tired of writing, but more so, I don't know, there's so much awesome information that I can't wait for people to actually use it. And I don't want people to get pissed off, because there are sections where we do give exact like how-tos, and then there are sections where we just kind of throw ideas out there. That was intentional. You know, it's not a whole book of how to do this, how to do this. It's filled with everything. I know that you have to leave soon, like probably in 5 minutes or less. So there's
a couple minutes.
There's one question that someone asked. What did she say? Oh, she's a Wiccan and she is trying to get a job, but she can't get a job because she has a tattoo that expresses her faith on her forearm.
Hold on, wait, back up. Wait. Are you initiated in Wicca? If not, then you're not Wiccan. You're a witch. That's it. Okay? Sorry, go ahead. If you're not initiated, you're not Wiccan. It's part of what we're talking about here. Okay? And it's disrespectful to call yourself Wiccan when you're not. But anyway, so you're talking about
Toby.
I'm sorry, that's one of my things. So you're talking about being prosecuted in a workplace because of a tattoo?
I can't.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Depending on what state you're in, they can fire you for any reason.
Okay.
If you have a tattoo.
Hold on.
All right, read the question again.
Okay, no, she's trying to get a job and she has a tattoo. So, wrap it up. Put some makeup on. I know people are like, you don't have to do that. Well, if you want to make a good first impression, put some shit on the tattoo and hide it. Let people know you for who you are before they see something. Like if I had like a devil tattoo up here, I would probably hide it when I apply for work. Not because I know what it means to me, but to other people, I understand that it means something entirely different. And yes, I shouldn't have to do that. But let's face it, people are judgmental. They're scared. They don't understand something. So wrap it up, put that makeup shit on, long sleeves, and make that first impression. Don't go to an interview with all your tattoos and
You have to.
um, make yourself presentable and put that tattoo
The thing,
away.
I have 5 tattoos. Listen, I have 5 tattoos, and there's only one that I really cannot cover up depending on the situation, and that is the one on my ankle, because if I'm wearing shoes, I know, stop it. If I'm wearing shoes that are, dressy shoes that cannot be covered, I have 2 on my thigh, I have 3 on my back. They can all be covered. When you get a tattoo, you need to think about that. Think about where you're putting it. Now, I'm not saying hiding, because I can wear shorts that are shorter, and you can see my tarot tattoo that's on my leg, or I can wear shorts that are longer, and you can't see it. It depends on the situation that you are. You really do need to you need to be able to cover it up if you need to. To me, that's just always been one of my things with tattoos. Mine are in spots where I can cover them up. I can wear a tank top, and you can't see the ones that are on the back of my shoulders because of where they're placed. So, but yeah, cover it up. If they have pancake makeup, there's a certain brand, and cover it up if you need to.
Yeah, and it's all
Or
about
get
the
a
first
different
impression.
job.
Yeah, but if you really want a job in a specific place and they have rules about tattoos, which a lot of places do, then you have to work with it. Those rules were set in place for that specific company. Work with it, make your first impression, let these people know who you are, because if you're just going to apply somewhere and they look at that tattoo, their preconceived, beliefs and thoughts are going to activate. So they're not going to look at you as a nice person. They're going to look at you as everything they think about that tattoo. And it's unfortunate that people do that, but they do. So cover it up for a while, until you can build that foundation, build that trust, and if that's a place you like, then maybe someone will ask you, like, do you have a tattoo? What's that about? But you have to get your foot in the door first.
Also, don't feel like you have to explain yourself just because you're wearing something on your body that is displayed. It could be jewelry, it could be a tattoo, it could be your hairstyle, whatever it is. It doesn't mean you have to explain yourself. People are just nosy shits and really need to mind their own business. On my lower back, I have a sun and moon tattoo that I've had for over 10, I want to say about 12 years now, and people always ask me about it. Actually, that kind of, in a roundabout way, got me started on my path because somebody asked me if I was Wiccan because of the tattoo, and I had no idea what it was at the time. But it's really nobody's business, and I'm just like, it's a sun and a moon, and I'm like, it's an astrology thing. And I'm like, it's not your business, and it really isn't, because I got it on my body for me, and that's it.
Right.
And you don't have to look at it.
Damn right.
But I'm sorry if I offended you, the person who wrote that post. But that's one of my things.
Offending people?
No, yeah, offending people. You're not. You can call yourself whatever you want, but that goes along with the voodoo thing. If you're not initiated, that witchcraft has become extremely, extremely, extremely watered down. What you're learning in books and on the internet is not Wicca. It's crap. It's New Age crap. And if that's your thing, that's fine, but don't label it something that it's not. Don't try to say that it has this deep, this deep history when it really doesn't. And that's not your fault. That is the fault of the people that are writing these books. So, yeah, that is my apology in a roundabout way. But I do have to. Now I'm going to run out the door because I do have to go.
Okay. Hopefully we'll be doing another show next week if we can. If not, then well we won't. But thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, yada yada yada, we'll talk to you at the group or wherever we see you.
If
Peace
you,
out.
yeah, feel free to post questions. Peace out.